Okay, so today we're talking about, tapi sepatutnya mula bahasa lah, nanti kita campur-campur. But I warm up dulu kan?
Okay, warm up dulu.
Okay. Jadi hari ini kami nak berbincang tentang what does it feel like when you move from a smaller place to a bigger place to maybe expand and develop and grow your life, which I can't do because I'm born in KL.
You're listening to
Jom Sembang, Malaysia.
Grow My Life. Hey, you moved from Sungai Besi to Auckland Road also.
No lah, it's just like one stone throw away. No difference lah. In fact, you find a lot of Sungai Besi people at Auckland Road, Seri Petaling area now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting question. Actually, I moved. It wasn't to grow my life, but actually looking back, it did grow my life. Remember I said before that I grew up in Malacca, and then 10 years old we moved to KL. But actually we relocated to Sentul, which is
Not exactly KL like.
yeah, but at that time Sentul wasn't the Sentul that we see today. Kan? Now it's like wow, got KLPAC, got high-rise building. That time it was kira a little bit backward lah, low-cost area gitu. Tapi yang bezanya ada banyak peluang lah, especially dalam bidang music kan. Because I remember in Malacca,
At 10-year-old, you're talking about peluang bidang music.
Yes.
That's juita for you, man. And then I go say, peluang bersekolah or something. No, peluang bidang music.
Okay, peluang sekolah pun ada, but I mean, I was in a kind of good school already, a good school in Malacca, and then I moved to BBJS, which is like, we're all a bit stuck up lah. We talk about BBJS, so
Okay.
yes. Okay, in that sense, yes. Although school is school lah, huh? When I was in Malacca, I already was singing a lot, but that wasn't kind of, I mean, to me, it was like a normal thing. I would sing at weddings lah, as a little girl, you know, stuff like that. But when you say, what, grow my life, right? So when I moved to KL, obviously at 10 years old, you don't think about that. It's just, okay lah, parents moved, so I also moved. There was no other bigger expectation. But my school sent me for a singing competition in Daya Bumi. That time Daya Bumi baru. Aku ni macam tua sangat tau. And then menang first prize at 12 years old. Then around that time, I don't know how my school know that I can sing lah. Quite pelik, right? How do they know these
When
things?
you sing well, the news travel.
Oh, okay. Tak payah social media. That time no social media. Yeah, so and then they sent me for a choir, National Children's Choir. And we were going for practices twice a week. Can you imagine at 11, 12, twice a week to practice, you know, doing harmony and learning all these things? Actually, it's quite a big deal lah. Now, at that time, it was like, when we did theory, I'm like, okay lah, I already learned this before.
Actually, still quite a big deal lah, because a lot of schools, right, they sing choir just for competition. So they probably do like 3 weeks before choir, then they practice. They don't go for twice a week harmony class
Twice a
lah,
week,
apa benda
3 weeks.
class
But we would
lah.
perform. We would perform at DBKL punya auditorium because we were co-sponsored by MES and DBKL. We traveled. My first time traveling to Sabah and Sarawak was with this choir. So actually, come to think of it, and then I would follow my brother to his workplace, which was a studio. So come to think of it, it was really an enlarging of my career options lah.
Actually, back then, right, do you have student exchange one? Because you mentioned Sabah Sarawak, adakah Sabah Sarawak student exchange ke? You pergi
ingat
sana, dia orang tak datang.
Tak ada. We went there to perform. It's just a once-off thing. Yeah.
Okay, so actually, why we're talking about this topic is because the other day we were talking about hostels and the hostel that we were involved with lah, on how like, you know, they had students from Sabah Sarawak, and then after the first break, they all disappeared.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so and I actually kind of know why it happens because the last few years when I was in Sabah Sarawak going to hostels, imagine right, in Sabah and Sarawak, the school and the house is so far that they need to come out and stay in the hostel because it's nearer to the school.
Yep.
And then even when I was in the hostel, dekat Jebah sama punya benua, like it's the same state, right? Same area, right?
Okay.
Even then, sometimes after school holiday, the students don't come back.
Oh.
Because the kampung life and just this hostel life is different.
Bit too rigid, is it, you think?
Maybe
too
it's...
housed in.
Maybe yes, but there's some of them come from so ulus, like the kampung is really nothing much. Then when they come to, let's say, Tenom town, got handphone, and got ice cream shop, and then got bus. Like all these things are already might be a bit too much stimulation.
I see. Okay.
So I thought like, okay, interesting. And then because of all that experience, then I listened to all these stories. So I remember going to 1 or 2 hostel and bringing back some girls to KL. I just sponsored them to come for a 2 nights, 3 days trip kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Just to have that exposure because a lot of them said, nah, I cannot do city life if I can't even survive hostel life.
Right. Okay.
But they are very brilliant student, like A1 student. That's okay. You can actually go and apply for polytechnics and stuff like that, and maybe have a chance to fly the world. It's all covered one. Normally, if you get a, like that, what you call that, the grant or the student, your A student scholarship right?
Yeah.
And they were like, they're in their dreams that no. Like, I'm not going to take a
too
flight,
scary
number
lah.
one. Correct. Because I really can't survive here. And they feel that sometimes they go KK also be fast. Like, even a bigger city like KK or Kuching is like, it's already like, quite fast moving.
Yeah.
So I thought like bringing them over. And that was when I realized that this whole thing about leaving your small kampong to go to a city can be a frightening thing. Because when they first came, they were like, your roads are one way, got 6 lane one. Plus the other way got 12 lane. They've never seen 12 lane road next to each other, And they were like, how you all drive? I see the car, so I stress.
Yeah.
Those are like the very practical, you can see
Kita opposite,
kind of
kalau
stress.
kurang lane kita lagi stress.
So so I was always thinking, okay, then there are also some of them actually continue lah. They did after that trip, right? They actually stay in the hostel and for further studies. But they find it very stressful, not the study part. The whole,
I see.
I must beli sayur RM3 serumpun.
Serumpun.
And then or their kampung. So a lot of them adjusting to that kind of life. And I realized some of them are like, they just give up and go off because it's too stressful to manage. It's not even studies because they're A1 students,
I mean, come on, at home I can just petik from the belakang rumah.
Correct. So it's a very different expectation. How you actually cope in a city is very different when you come from a smaller town or a smaller city lah.
Okay.
That's why we have our guest today lah. Sebab he has journeyed, so we want to listen to that journey.
After this break, make sure you come back.
Bukan di saat hatimu harus pergi. Oh, ketika jingga harus hilang dan terganti malam, menanti datangnya biasa yang kau bawa pergi. Hampa hariku tutup sendiri. Hatiku tercipta untuk cintai kekasih jiwa. Bukan pergimu, bukan hilangmu, hanya ingin melangsa berembus sinar. Hatiku tercipta untuk memeluk hatimu setia. Pergilah kasih, kan ku genggam waktu sampai nanti tiba kita bersama lagi.
That was Jingga by Pete Kallang. Give it up, yo!
Welcome, the Prince of Borneo.
Yeah, R&B Prince of Borneo.
Thank you, welcome. To myself.
Yes, welcome to yourself.
So the story about Pete, I can only say what I know so far lah.
Okay.
Okay, budak Miri datang ke KL. I don't know what struggle you go through, and then and establish. I think that's quite an inspiring story, and I'm ready to dig.
Yes, jom korek.
Yeah. So how did it all begin? Like maybe before you jump to KL lah, what was your life situation or what were you doing in Miri?
Before I came to KL, I was based in Kuching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But first of all, thank you for having me, guys. Yes.
We jump
to
straight
have
je kan. So for Miri, dia pergi Kuching besar sikit.
Yes.
Oh, so you can even tell us from
Miri
was there a
to
difference
Kuching.
from Miri to Kuching?
For me, my singing career, let's
Okay.
say, it started in Kuching actually.
Ah.
Because I was still in uni that time, and on the weekends I would be like singing lah. Singing for everything, for even like weddings, functions, and bars and stuff like that. That was like my little source of income lah. So
Okay.
But how did that income thing started? Like, you go and study, then why suddenly singing, or how this? Were you singing in Miri?
I was singing in Mary, but I was singing in church lah. I was not doing like singing anything else outside or things like that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
from Miri, you went to Kuching for uni. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then continue.
And then a friend of mine actually asked me. She's friend of I know in church. She sings on the weekend. She asked me, Pete, are you free? Would you want to have like a singing hustle on the weekends?
Okay, all right. Cool.
Because she knows like I'm like always like berkira with my allowance or whatever that I had. It's like, I used to have something on the side for you. Yeah. So I was like, yes.
Smart girl needed a guy to sing with him. Wedding.
Okay, wait. So question, right? Were these opportunities of the side hustle actually available in Miri? Or you didn't need the money, so you didn't go there?
Yeah, I was staying with my parents, so like, yeah, I'm alright lah.
Okay,
you
so it
know.
was more of because I need more cash, then that's how you started doing it in
Yeah, uni life, student life is always like with instant noodles. I don't want to say the brand, but
yeah. So
Instant
you
noodle.
see, limitations is a good thing.
yeah, it makes you grow.
Pushes you a bit.
correct. Yes.
Okay, so side hustle.
And then I continued singing, and there was this point I was thinking. I was speaking to some friends. I was feeling very stuck. Let's say the truth lah. To make a living as a musician, a full-time musician back home, it's a bit tough. If you really want to rely on that, just solely on that.
Was it something that you moved from lepas graduate baru fikir di soalan?
Yeah, actually, there was actually around the same time when we first met.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
In
you know.
the backyard.
Yes, I was having like quarter life crisis or something like that. lah.
Some crisis.
Quarter life.
Aku
Okay.
fikir something like that lah. So before my 30s lah. So I was like, wow, is this all to life? Is this it? And I was figuring out whether I should do this full time or not actually. So I had a few people, I talked to a few people, like my sounding boards. What should I do and things like that. I didn't want to feel like I'm a, jago kampong lah in Kuching.
So you were doing very well in Kuching lah.
At that point, I mean, it's fairly okay, but
Ada regular gig lah.
Ada. But it's not like I'm living the high life or anything like that. No, for me, it was a bit redundant. I felt very stagnant. I don't know. I just had that feeling. Even things were going all right, but I just felt like there's more to this than just that lah.
Oh, that's cool. You need to feel like you sudah sampai tu tahap tak boleh grow lagi apa kena buat.
Correct.
The
Yeah.
plateau sikit lah kan.
Yes, very, very the plateau. So,
So what inspired you to move to KL? Because a lot of people find it scary lah. If you are already established with regular gigs, then moving to a bigger city and not knowing whether you're gonna get gigs or not. What was the transition like?
the transition was not as what as I expected. I thought that it's gonna be smooth and everything is gonna be great. Wow, all those apa tu mimpi-mimpi pelangi bintang dan bulan.
Okay.
But once I got here, I found it quite interesting because when I arrived, I actually had some friends who are already here, and I thought, could you like what should I do and stuff like that. But actually, I didn't straight away went into regular gigging and stuff like that. When I first got here, I got the opportunity to gig at I did a showcase at a local jazz club,
Okay.
which is no longer in operation now. It was really such an honor because a local singer, she said that, would you like to sing with me? And to do some covers of that time was some Disney covers, Disney songs. So I got that. But that was it, no? It was like once a month or twice a month. So aku mencari-cari pun it was only 3 months, 4 months after that, then I really got a regular gig. Like, singing at a club,
Okay.
club, Chinese club.
Oh, okay.
Kalau korang familiar with that kind of scene. So, but yeah, that is slowly grow lah.
So when you first came, it's not like, oh, there's a gig and we're waiting, or you just datang saja lah with no pre-planned or established promised jobs.
Yeah, totally like just terjun je.
So when you come, is there any expectation that you set for yourself? So for example, right, maybe I would say, okay, I'll go 1 month, nothing happen, I come back. Or were there such thoughts or plans?
For me, I gave myself. No, actually, no, I didn't give myself any expectation. I was like, no, I'm just going to go. Because if I felt in my heart, like if I continue to stay in the same environment, it's just going to be like that long. It's not going to go further than that. For me, that's what I thought. So I just went.
Okay, so when you come, you rent a house and all this thing. What's your journey like? Do you like, oh, I need to rent a house, and then how do you figure all this thing out?
Actually, I was very lucky and blessed, because I have my family here. My sister is here, so she's
Not so
like,
scary lah.
yeah, not so scary lah. Okay, yeah. So thank you to my sister for housing your older brother.
At least there's one less
Yes.
thing to worry about. Aku nak
Yeah.
tinggal mana? Ampang and Sentoh is where.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so you got your regular gig, started singing, and then was there any challenges that you go through, or like throughout the process lah? Of course, now we know you lah. Like your gigs are so regular that okay, 1 week ada berapa dah your gig. So of course, there's a journey before you reach here. What are the things that you can share to inspire other people who's like, okay, I want to try this journey?
Okay. If you're talking about specifically about a working singer musician who is regularly performing, right? I think first and foremost, for me, I did not have a community or new people that I can speak to. I only had like one friend that I knew who's a working musician. The rest were like acquaintances lah, but we're not that close. So he was like pointing me into this direction and that. But for those who want to, just go to these places that you want to see yourself performing, or search. Everything is online now. Back, like 7 years ago, everything is online also. But still, it was tough lah. I felt I didn't know who to speak to. I didn't know what channels to go through. It was a bit tough lah for me. I think I didn't do much research that time. But everything is online now. You can see this. That's the thing about KL right here. Kalau orang Sabah Sarawak cakap, if KL is KL, it's not for us here. It's like, oh, KL is just the main city, right?
Correct.
There is kalau nak cakap Cyberjaya pun KL. Everywhere is KL. But yeah, it's just so many places now. So yeah, opportunity is all there. Just have to go out and speak to people. And even now, there are a lot of jam sessions happening for musicians. This is a place where we can connect with people and cari gig lah, cari kerja, cari job. Banyak.
So I understand that you used to have a manager. Macam, what made you decide to have a manager, or how did that happen? Like, is it important to have one if I'm starting out? Sebab, like you say, I don't know anyone. I might not like to talk. I'm an introvert. I go to the place pun macam mana ni aku nak. So does the manager help that process, or how does it work?
In my case, I was already singing quite actively, performing quite actively in Kuching. So
You already had a manager back then.
aku tak ada manager that time.
Oh, okay.
Saya tak ada manager. But that place, my ex-manager, I was actually singing at his bar
In Kuching or here?
in Kuching.
Okay.
And he was actually already involved in the entertainment scene here.
Oh, okay.
Actually, my previous Kuching band leader lah, let's say, introduced us to each other. He said, hey, why not you manage Pete lah and help him find gigs or things like that. But he was doing it as a favor actually to my previous band leader.
I see.
Yeah, because they were helping each other out. Okay, we provide you like acts, singers for your venue, and then like you tolong promote Pete lah, like that.
Right, okay.
So that's how it started lah.
Ah.
So I don't have a manager. Everything I was doing on my own before that, yeah.
So he actually also did open some doors for you lah. Sebab he kenal orang sini.
Yeah, he knew some people, so he actually helped lah. Yeah. But it only started after like a few months after I was in KL lah, after I moved here. But the first major part of the year when I was here, I was doing my own thing lah. because he was not managing me full time like how a manager would manage. He was doing
Right.
kalau ada sikit-sikit he would help lah. It was really like
Okay, sambilan kind of.
yeah.
If something comes, it comes lah. But I'm not
Part-time
going to
manager.
actively look for it.
A freelance manager.
Yeah.
Part-time.
We were like on a friends basis like.
Okay, I have a question from what you said just now. You said that your sister was here. So in a sense, you have family, one person lah. But then you were also talking about the community. At first, when you came, you didn't really have contacts, right? So I'm just wondering, Kuching being, I don't know, maybe more contained. Was there a difference between like the community that you had in Kuching and when you moved here? What was the difference in terms of people surrounding you? Whether it's a music community or just life in general community. What was the adjustment like?
Adjustment was a bit difficult. It was difficult for me because from being in a place where, everybody knows you and we help each other out and we always work together. And then that first year was really tough for me. But once I started to meet people more when I started to work.
I see.
And this is so stereotype, but I don't know how I started bumping into a lot of Borneans lah.
Okay.
Bornean meaning yalah orang Sabah dan Sarawak.
Yeah.
Jumpa juga, pergi jauh-jauh jumpa juga, kerja juga bersama.
Right.
Yeah. So but still, I mean, it grew lah. Of course, there was this sense of you're far away from home and you need help. And yeah, every time I think about it, I feel a bit emotional or like because it feels like I don't want to say it, but like a family away from home kind of thing.
It's
You're
like you're looking out for each one another lah.
Yeah.
Because you're all away from home, right?
Correct,
And you're all in
yeah.
this rather alien environment almost lah.
Yeah lah, because we're like away from family kan. So last, okay, kau tak ada kerja kah? Okay. Jangan kau susah, kau just tahan saja dulu. Nanti saya cari lah. Kalau ada job saya kasih kau. Macam like that lah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what's the difference with, let's say when you move to Kuching kan, it's also you don't know anybody what. And then
Oh,
you
from
start
Miri
to
to
make
Kuching.
friends, right? From Miri to Kuching. What's the difference between Miri to Kuching getting your community and Kuching to KL getting your community? Is there a difference in terms of vibe or I don't know?
For Kuching, it was because I was studying there and I was heavily serving back in church when I was in Kuching. So my community was just these two lah, school or
Oh yeah,
or
at least
church.
that's cool. You come here got
Uni.
work. It's like, I'm not working in Intel. I don't have an Intel company. You know,
Correct.
like,
Correct.
Yeah. So there's already a
Like a-
base, like a home base.
correct.
Yeah.
But default community, so to
Yeah,
speak.
yeah,
lah.
yeah.
Okay.
Just now you said something about you wanted to look for something different after the plateau, right? Surely there's something more than this. Do you know what that something was? Or did you just, I don't know, is it like go to a different place or if that was a KPI lah for you, come here. What would you say that, oh yeah, I have accomplished what I set out to do?
Okay, yeah. My vision or my objective coming to KL was not only to, to gig and work like weekly stuff, but actually I was going into that artist route lah.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
So that's when before I came here, I already did 2 songs back home, Chinga and
Yang kita main tadi?
yes. So actually before I was gigging, I did like, radio interviews and stuff like that to promote the song. So I already had that in mind. I want to,
Okay.
make sure the song is played out there and, attempt to go into the market. To be more specific, it was like the Malay market lah.
Okay.
So that was my goal actually, yeah. But it was just like that. My struggle was, I always felt that there is this macam identity crisis sikit, macam tak ngam lah. I don't know. The song is good. I love the song. It was written by a musician and also arranged by another musician friend. His name is Eugene Subo. He's the one who arranged the whole music. And Didi Listriawan, he's the one who wrote it. Yeah, so practically I felt like, wow, okay, boleh jalan ni. We're going further with this. But then I felt that like, when I was here, I felt macam tak ngam at that point. At that point in time, like, at least I can say. But, I just went on working lah. I felt that there was always this pressure to fit into a mold, to be, kau harus cakap gini-gini, kau harus portray yourself gini-gini. I didn't feel like my authentic self lah. I felt like I was faking it lah. I don't know why. I don't know, it's just me. Nobody came out to me, hey, you have to be like this, or you have to be like this, or talk like this.
Yeah.
Don't just say anything you want to say. I just self-imposed this kind of thing to myself because this is the standard, I should be like this, ada persona.
The artist persona.
Kan, ada artist persona. I mean, to some level there is lah. Everybody does it, I feel lah, in my opinion. But yeah, I felt so fake lah at that point. On top of that, of course, I also had some financial struggles going through that time because everything, I was not under a label. But I have to clarify, I had people who are backing and supporting me. Yes, my back home, Andy, if you're listening, yes, Andy, and also my ex-manager, Sunil, both of them, they were really supporting me on that journey lah. So financially a bit, but I still had to do my own thing lah.
Yeah.
If you want to survive in KL, bukan ni macam really relax or no, it's no.
Bukan
No
cakap
joke,
mau
oh.
jadi artis full time terus full time.
Kan?
Kena buat benda lain untuk contribute back to your passion project lah, so to speak.
Correct. And the cost of living, I mean, compared to Kuching is
So much different.
So much
Kolomi
different.
here and Kolomi there.
compared to, I mean,
Mangkok.
Sabah and here is comparatively quite close, kan?
But Kuching and Sarawak is
Kuching, yeah,
different. You
yeah.
probably still have 3 ringgit Kolomi. While
I
Still.
know, yes.
Here is 12 ringgit, 4
Oi,
Kolomi.
gila.
Sedih.
Yeah. So what do you build your current gigging journey?
Mhm.
And then moving forward towards this dream that you just mentioned lah. Are you still stirring it towards that direction, or do you find a different joy that you're gigging?
I still, at this point of time, because it's been years since Jinga was released.
2017, right? I just checked tadi.
Yes. I was just talking about this with my friend. I feel this burden no burden lah. I feel this calling, I feel this calling to do my own music, to have my own music. I don't know why. There's this saying by my cikgu last time back in school, my sejarah cikgu of all reason.
Wow.
She said this, I mean, like, my sejarah was not, wow, my average lah, huh? And then when my friend got her test paper back, she says the mark in front of everyone,
Okay.
Yeah, they used to do that. Feet 90, Juita
Wow.
99.
Kan, malu tau. If it's bad, malu lah. But in my classroom, I remember we all were like, when people got good results, we would like clap and cheer. And then that time she looked at me lah, I remember, because I was cheering so loud. She was my good friend lah. So she looked at me, she said, Pete, sampai bila nak tepuk untuk orang?
Wow.
Kan,
Apa beza cikgu ni?
kan, I was like, I was just stunned. They're so true. Sampai bila saya tepuk untuk orang sejak? How about for myself, kan? Because about this specifically, of course, I enjoy singing covers and stuff like that, people, to entertain, but I want to leave like a legacy, I want to leave a mark, even though it's just a song. So even when about Jinga, a lot of friends or people tell me they like it and they discovered it when it was playing on radio and stuff like that. And it was like, I mean, I felt validated, all of us in the art scene, there is some fun. We want to be validated, kan?
Not just the art scene,
Everybody
everybody
lah.
everyone
Yeah.
wants.
Kan?
Yeah.
So like at least I know like other feedback, like okay, I know I'm doing something right here, and this is what I love and enjoy to do. So yeah, I want to go back into that and finally get it done, because I that's why I'm trying to like hustle and work hard now, because I want to get all of my music out now. So I mean, like as many musicians are doing, not all of us are born with a silver spoon. It's some of us have to work very hard.
But it makes it even sweeter when you get it.
Yeah.
Kan?
Yeah.
But just now you mentioned about persona and everything, right? I find that even when you're gigging now, you're really giving your current audience a persona of yourself. And that's something that you should really keep as an artist, Because like just now you said you're struggling to like fit in, try to be someone else because you feel like there's that pressure. But I find that your current state now, the way you gig, people come to listen to you for who you are.
Yeah, the Pete Kallangness.
Correct. And that's something that is really contributing to the full-time artist that you want to be.
So are you writing material at the moment?
At this point, I'm not actively writing.
Okay.
But I have some stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's there just in my notebook.
That's a
Yeah.
start. That's a start. But I think what you're doing now is building base lah. Building
Correct.
that listenership of people
Correct.
who know your name and like
I think
that.
it's a very nice journey.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of like jumping, I mean, it's nothing wrong jumping to wah, suddenly because Siti Nurhaliza seterusnya kan. I mean, even Siti Nurhaliza has a journey.
Yeah, that one you must jual curry puff dulu.
Correct. So like she draw curry puff, then I find that the gigging part is also craft honing time.
Yeah,
While
definitely.
actually attracting a good followers that actually like you for you.
Yeah, speaking of followers, exactly is that people now are constantly on social media and we always have, I feel this need to always push out material or content online. I mean, hey, we're on a podcast.
We
So
actually
yeah.
had an episode on that. We actually have an episode on what should you share on
How
social
much do we
media.
share on social
Yeah.
media?
It's really pressure tau. So saya fikir kan like I have to do something. So actually I have my like a little poll that I put on my broadcast on my Instagram. Say, what do you want to see from me? What kind of content do you want to get from me?
Yeah.
So I put like, cover songs, vlogs, or how-to videos, or just anything lah. Just if you have any suggestions, just slide to my DMs. So the one that got the most was actually cover songs.
Okay.
So okay lah. boleh. Okay, at least the majority got that. So boleh. I mean, I don't mind doing that. I like singing songs because even though they're all new, songs are still great songs, and especially when you put your own twist on it, your own flavor.
Kita pitkan lah ke tu.
So do you normally include your song in your set?
I do when I have my own showcase.
Okay. Maybe they're asking for cover day because like tak sedap pun yang you ada song. Like maybe put there. Would you like to just listen to my own song?
No, kadang-kadang I don't care. I would like, this is my song. Yeah, whether you guys want it. No, but yeah lah. I was always like include it in once in a while as when it's suited to the
Suit the
performance.
Yeah,
Correct,
Yeah,
the
the set list lah.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay, one final question, or do you have any other question?
No, go for it.
What advice would you give to Pete Kallang 10 years ago, Pia? Like your 10 years younger you?
Oh, I would say just go for it. Just go for it. Don't just, wait for something to happen, because I mean I tell it to myself now. I mean, what have I got to lose? Really? Especially after going through the pandemic, right? It really puts you in a space where like, wow, is this life? What am I going to do? Am I just going to sit here and wait for life to happen? Or am I just going to go out and, just go get it lah? I had a lot of things which, okay, like if I talk to myself, like, you're going through a lot of things now. When you look at it, is it going to matter in like 1-2 years, all your little worries? Especially what people think of you. For those of you who do not know, I'm very cute. I'm very round. So being a quote unquote public figure, I always feel this pressure to suit or how you should look like as a performer. But there'll be another podcast, like, talking about,
Invite him back for another one.
about your physical appearance. But yeah, so, and my health or whatever, all these kind of things. So I was like, what have I got to lose? I just go for it lah. I really have to tebalkan muka. Because I'm so glad that I'm surrounded by people who are very type A kind of people. my close circle, they are very type A kind of people. So they're like, I always feel like, Pete, come on lah. I'm like, wow. So I'm so lucky that they are always, we're pushing each other, we're encouraging each other. Yeah, just go for it. In 2023 now, there's so many opportunities compared to like 10 years ago even, or 5 years ago. Everything is online. Just go out. There's always going to be people who are going to like you for you.
Yes.
And you don't have to please everyone. You can't please everyone.
Yeah.
I always feel that performers who are actively performing, I mean like working in scenes like clubs or bars or restaurants or cafes, you have to have a really thick face for that. It takes a lot of courage. Sometimes people like can sit down and say, not nice lah, this singer. So, hey, you cuba lah, you duduk sana nyanyi. Nyanyi 3 set. And face rejection. People give you like, meh kind of response. So, but yeah, just go for it. And, try until you succeed lah. Whatever goal or expectation that you put upon yourself. Like for me, I want to put out my music by next year. Next year, 2024, music is going to come out. Woo. I spoke to a few people. We're going to run record soon. Cross finger. Pray to God, Lord help me. And and just work hard lah, really. I've seen a lot of people who, kau just sow the seed lah. Sorry, kau just sow the seeds and mana yang berbuah akan berbuah, you know.
Betul.
Yeah lah.
So good. I think that also applies even if you're not a musician, you know, an artist. If you want to go out there and you want to buka restoran ke, you don't want to start something, some kind of business, just do you, right? And just try. And even I think what I gleaned from your sharing was masa ada downtime pun, there is something to learn from it lah. We all go through those seasons kan. Takkan selalu up je kan. And those times that you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just like going this round thing. But it's building something in us also lah. Perseverance lah.
Yeah. I mean, just to add on to that, I mean, I think a lot of people can relate to some level. The pandemic, that whole period of time really put a stop and rest in my life lah. You know, I really thought about what I wanted to do. You know, myself and the fact that you're thinking to yourself, when is this going to end? When is this MCO going to end, you know? And yeah, you really have a clearer vision of what you want for yourself, or for myself in my life. I was like, no, I don't want just to be living day-to-day mundane life. I want to live out my dreams and just go and get it. Yeah.
We shall just end on that beautiful note. Thank you for your time, Pete. Your voice so nice.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, guys.
Jom Sembang Malaysia is hosted by two Malaysians who are passionate about Malaysian stuff.
Stay tuned every week for a brand new Sembang session with Cerita Suito and Gina Yap Layung.
Today's episode is recorded at Studio 2105.
Remember to click like and subscribe for the brand new episode next week.